the outdoors and we're going to be barbecuing some veggies.
Yes, I love barbecued veggies. I mean, meats are amazing on the barbecue, but vegetables are so good when they've been grilled.
Sounds good to me.
So I have come up with a dip recipe, which is really great for entertaining.
Fabulous.
So it's going to be a caramelised pumpkin dip with some toasted cashews as well.
Love the sound of it.
Yes.
And
yes, a really yummy dip like this deserves some fresh hot flatbread. So we're going to make some homemade flatbreads as well.
This sounds fantastic. So how can I help you get this started?
I'm going to get straight onto the dough first. So in here I've got 2 cups of plain flour. I'm going to add some baking powder. So this baking powder will just create a nice soft flatbread. If I could get a teaspoon of salt in with the dough as well. You're happy to pop that in and we'll stir that around. And then this is just plain Greek yogurt and then just pour that in, mix it around.
This is a great way of doing flatbreads.
Yes.
Nothing better than making it yourself because it's just so, like you say, fresher.
Fresh bread.
Yeah.
The smell of it is so good. So if I could get you straight onto the pumpkin dip, if you can add in 2 chilies in with the pumpkin and the whole garlic clove.
Just left whole like this?
Left whole, yes. We're just grilling it whole. So if I could get you to coat that in olive oil and then season with salt and pepper.
Okay, so a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. And we've just cut our pumpkin into small wedges so it cooks quite fast.
Yeah, exactly. So you really probably don't want to go too much thicker than 1 centimetre with pumpkin. You want it to cook and be soft the whole way through without going too dark on the outside. Okay, so I think I need a little water. All flours are a little bit different in how much liquid they need, so I need a little bit more. Perfect. Here we go. So if you're happy to pop them on.
Sure can. I'm just going to give them a quick mix.
Nice. Toss around. And it's always good to oil your food. Never oil the cooking grill. It's really not a good idea to put oil straight onto the cooking grill. So that's fantastic.
All right.
I've already got the barbecue preheated. So this is preheated for about 15 to 20 minutes and it's all good to go nice and hot and you can hear that sizzle as well. And that's what we want for the caramelised pumpkin. Once all the food's on there, we're going to turn the control knobs down a little bit. You don't want it too high. We want the pumpkin to cook the whole way through without burning on the outside.
And a little chilies.
And you can just pop the garlic clove onto the grill pan. So these grill pans are fantastic for any foods that may fall straight through the cooking grills. And while we're getting everything on the barbecue, we'll get the cashews on there as well. So we just want them nice and toasted. They'll probably only take about 5 minutes. And I would recommend giving them a couple turns throughout the cooking time as well. That looks fantastic. So we'll close the lid and turn the control knobs down from high. So we will go 1 notch greater than medium. Click. That's the right temperature for it to be nice and caramelised on the outside. So our dough's come together now, nice and smooth. I really like to rest my dough for about half an hour. That allows all the water to be absorbed in the flour and it stops it from being so sticky when it comes to rolling out the flatbreads.
Sounds good.
These are done. So what we'll do with the chilies in a moment is peel the outsides and just add the flesh of the chilies.
I can do that. And we did take the cashew nuts off a little earlier. They've toasted and cooled.
So now that our pumpkin's done, I'm going to get preheating the grilling stone. So this is a pulse grilling stone. It's actually really fantastic for pizzas. The stone gets really hot and the dough just bubbles and crackles, and flatbreads, they'll do exactly the same. So I'll turn this back up to high because we want it really nice and hot and close that lid. So this will take probably about 10 minutes to preheat, so that's enough time to get rolling out our dough.
Sure. Move that out of your way.
I will divide this into about 6 lots. You can see our dough has absorbed all of that flour and it's even more smoother and not as sticky. So roll it out into 6 rough portions. Now, by no means I'm not a baker or anything like that, so these are going to be very rustic flatbreads. I hope that's okay.
Too humble. The more rustic they are, the better they're going to taste, I find.
Nice, gnarly, crunchy bits.
Spot on.
So a little flour.
I might make some with you.
Sounds good. Just roll it into a rough circle.
Okay. So circle.
And then we'll just flatten it and roll it out with our rolling pin. So we need to roll these around 2 to 3 millimetres thick is all. Actually got this quite circular, I'm impressed.
great.
That's probably about the size that we want.
Yeah.
And I like to pop these onto a sheet of baking paper, just so I can pre-stack up all of the rolled out flatbreads and then take it to the barbecue and just cook them all at the same time.
Okay, so that's the
Amazing.
first one done.
So while I'm rolling out the flatbreads, I might get you onto the pumpkin dip if that's
Sure,
all right. So if you
yes.
could please add the pumpkin to the food processor. And then next up, we'll peel the chilies. You could put the seeds in there, but I like to just add the flesh for a dip.
Okay, and you can see after this being on the barbecue how easy it is to take the skins off. They blister and separate from the flesh.
Exactly. So we're really just getting as much flavour as we can into this dip by toasting the cashews, grilling the pumpkin, and also char grilling the chilies as well.
These long red chilies aren't as fiery as the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So they actually give a slight warmth as opposed to super fiery flavour.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, in they go.
So all added in, perfect. And now the garlic clove.
And watch this, just squeeze out that soft flesh and it's so sweet.
It is so yummy. And we'll put the cashews in now. If you could just reserve a couple on the side. This will be for the garnish after. We've got some beautiful feta over there as well. I might get you to save a little bit for garnish.
Pumpkin and feta, synonymous with each other. Fantastic flavours, just perfect.
So yummy. And now we'll juice a lemon.
Just going to cut that in half over here. So squeeze of lemon in there, just catching the seeds. And salt, pepper, olive oil.
Yes, thank you. So we only need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
All right. We'll do it the Justine way, which is
Glug, glug, glug.
glug, glug, glug. Yeah. Fabulous. And a good crack of pepper.
That's perfect. Now, I like a really chunky dip. It's up to you, but you can start blitzing that however you like. And I'm going to keep rolling out these flatbreads and then we'll be ready to start cooking.
Sounds great.
Flatbreads are all done. So all that we did was brush both sides of the flatbread dough with melted ghee.
Look at the blisters on it. That is a sign of a good flatbread and it smells so good.
So we can chop them into wedges now.
Yes, I can do
However big or small you'd like to serve them. I think just into quarters would be fine, do you reckon?
Yeah. There we go.
Yum. They smell so good. I'm such a sucker for fresh hot bread. I can never resist.
Tell me about it.
Amazing. And we'll just finish off our dip with the leftover chopped up cashews and a little bit of feta that we kept aside.
Pull that over.
Yep, just crumble that over.
Wow.
So good. And then the finishing touch, some fresh mint.
All fantastic flavours with pumpkin. Just pick that over. Little drizzle of olive oil.
Go for it.
Why not?
I'm so hungry now.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Yes, let's have a try.
Let's dig in.
We've definitely made enough flatbread for us to feast on here.
I think so. We should invite some people over, I reckon.
Oh, no way. It's all for us. They are fantastic. Crispy on the outside, soft in the centre, and that dip, delicious.
It's
absolutely
so good.
delicious.
Thank you.
You've done a really good job. Thank you.
Let's keep eating.
Oh, yes.